each Friday on Zoom. Today is Friday, January 10th, our second meeting of the year, and I'm in Long Beach, California. We've been surrounded with horrible fires, as everybody is aware, I'm sure. And I see Bob's here. Maybe he can't do video, but I'm your co-host. I'm Scott Harrell, and what we like to do is take a minute to introduce ourselves. Since we do have some new people, we'll go around the room. There's Eileen, and tell us who you are, where you're based, what your business is, and what you're looking to accomplish either this year or if you have an immediate need. We've got great networkers here, and we also encourage people to post their contact information in the chat. And we encourage one-on-one meetings that you can schedule amongst yourselves, either by Zoom or by telephone. So, um, person to my left is our friend Joshua Berman, who's, I don't know what your status is, but you're kind of on the other side of the fires in Malibu. So, good morning, Joshua.
Good morning. I hope you can hear me. I was a little tinny before. So
I can hear you.
I live in Calabasas and am currently squatting somewhere else because we had to evacuate. We haven't had power since Tuesday,
Oh,
and
Lord.
we were recently encroached upon by a second fire, the Kenneth fire. So it's coming from two directions, but both are somewhat under control. So I am, ironically, a property and casualty broker and specialize in homeowners insurance, especially for those affected by wildfires. And one of the interesting reports that came out recently indicated that a good percentage of the homes, especially with the elderly in the Palisades fire, are people who couldn't afford the premiums. And if they didn't have a mortgage, didn't end up getting either proper coverage or any coverage. So there are going to be a lot of homes after this where people simply can't afford to rebuild.
Yeah, it's going to be tense. It's going to be a
So what am I looking
rough
for?
year ahead of us.
I'm looking to try to make the world a little bit better by giving people a little security.
Well, that's a noble position, and I'm sure you're going to have a busy year ahead of you. So let's keep in
Assuming
touch.
that any insurance company is willing to write in this area in the next year.
Yeah, I actually heard from a associate who's with State Farm that they're looking forward to, being able to rewrite policies again. So we'll see. I mean, things could change because of what's happened with the fires and also a new administration coming. So who knows? But appreciate you and thank you for sharing your information. I'm going to move
Okay.
next to Jim Macy, our hypnosis specialist out in the desert somewhere. How you doing, Jim?
Doing well. Still in Yuma, Arizona. And for anyone that does not know or have experienced hypnosis, I'd like to offer you a 5 to 10 minute hypno gift. It's a close proximity to a hypnosis session, but it's not a full session. That's for freebie. Anybody that would like to talk to me about hypnosis or something, I'm very, very open to it. And I'm always looking for referrals, particularly people that are suffering from cancer treatment. I work with the side effects of chemo and radiation. That I will go ahead and turn it over to the next guy. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, folks, if you've not experienced hypnosis, you should definitely speak with Jim. He's a gentle soul. He's a great guy, and hypnosis can really help if you are feeling stress, which probably a lot of us are dealing with right now. So I appreciate that, sir.
Thank
And let's
you.
say now good morning to Roy Dickin. Hi, Roy.
Hi, Scott. Yeah, really I can't believe what's going on in California. I know that Nell can't be here. Well, she isn't here today, but she is really trying to get together, even though she has no electricity and hasn't had any for days. She's been getting in her car and charging up her phone to try to get on some calls. She's just absolutely amazing. I'm sure a lot of people are going through just incredible things just to try to keep in touch with everybody. But I have a digital marketing agency, and the things that I'm doing that I have been doing the most for a while are lead generation. I've got several different methods. Um, one of them is called conversion alchemy, and that's the one that people are really excited about. The other thing that we've been doing is taking standard operating procedures of companies and automating them to eliminate a lot of the people that are in the process so that it can go more quickly and those people can go on to other things that are more important for them to be doing. So glad to be here. Always glad to be here. Roy Dicken, Clear Choice Marketing Group.
Thanks, Roy. FYI, I just put up a timer. We try to get people to speak their piece in 1 minute.
Did I make it?
We're a little, you did, yeah. We're a little flexible, especially with things going on right now. So if you need more time, just keep on talking. And next we're going to talk
Roy,
to Roy's.
can I ask Roy a quick question?
Yes, sir.
All right, Roy, are you are you working closely with Linda on Thrive as far as the automation, like doing some of the automation on the Thrive dashboard?
No, I'm not personally doing it. They've got great technicians with Thrive. They certainly don't need me. So no, I've looked into some things with Linda, and we'll be doing some things in the future, but we aren't right now. But her people are really strong, and certainly don't need my capabilities to add to anything.
I was just wondering how you might be using them. Thank you.
Linda, would you like to add to that?
We do a lot of different things. So Bill, I can fill you in later too. But the CRM portion is helping people keep in contact with their leads, their prospects, their regular clients, people that they meet through networking groups. You can send out email campaigns once a month, once every 3 months, ongoing, and set up drip campaigns.
Okay,
it helps to keep that communication going.
Yeah, so the automation's built into the application, and they are adding new features with AI as as I know that Thrive does a lot of testing, and they're a great team in that product. So thank you, Linda. We're gonna next talk to Roy's and my friend Betty Withrow, and then after that we'll let Bob say good morning to the group. So hey Betty.
Hi, Scott. Hi, everybody, and good morning. My thoughts are with those who have had to evacuate. I clearly remember always keeping a go bag and a checklist in the summertime when I lived in Big Sur because fire weather is real. I'm Betty Withrow, the Writer's Launchpad. I do all things writing. I give author support, ghostwriting, editing services, and I work with people on their marketing campaigns with content creation. I collaborate with various people in delivering the right technologies and the right strategies to get your message where you want it to go. I love being in this group and the collaboration spirit that takes place here. There's a number of people here who I count as friends as well as business associates, and I'm very grateful for this connection. So thanks, Bob, and thank you, Scott, for being an incredible host.
Well, thanks, Betty.
And a shout out to Betty. She's a great person. I referred some people to her. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Jim. Looking forward.
All right, Bob, good to see you, sir. What's going on with you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Having a few technical problems this morning, so it's good to be known with a voice. So, yeah, I started this group like 7 years ago. We meet every single solitary week at the same time. And there's a lot of referrals that are going on. One of the originating members was Phil Wolfstein and Russell Lookadoo. We used to meet in person, believe it or not. So, this is quite fun. The whole purpose of this is help each other build business. I think that's the essence. So they say that the vast majority of people get their new business based on a referral. So the more people that you refer, the more referrals that you should be getting. And we're seeing that all the time. So it's fun group. What do we got here today? We have, 25 members here, 25 participants. So we got a good turnout today. I'm glad to see everybody here. Stay dry, stay healthy, stay out of the fires. A
Yeah.
good number of the people here are from LA. And my wife and I have lost four or five of our friends have lost their homes in the fires already in LA. So and her including my wife's brother, my brother-in-law, they had to evacuate.
Mhm.
They live at the top of Mandeville Canyon. So unfortunately, we're not done with this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will persevere.
Yep. And
All
if
right. Thank you, Bob.
we're used to this stuff, right? We're used to floods, fires,
Yeah, it's
riots.
never, yeah,
Yep.
we
Moving
deal
on.
with a lot. All right. Thanks,
Make sure,
Bob.
by the way, people, make sure to put your information into the chat room. It looks like everybody has. We've got 26 participants, so that's a good sign.
All righty. All right. So going across my screen, we're going to say hi to our friend across the pond, Tony Silver. Hey, Tony. Good afternoon.
Yep, it's 20 past 4 in the UK. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm in the afternoon,
ready to
quite
get
right.
dark. Huh?
Yeah. So yes, my name is Tony K. Silver. Company's name's the same, so not a lot of originality went into that one, did it? But what I do is I help people on LinkedIn. In particular, I'm a LinkedIn profiler, globally recognized by LinkedIn for doing it. And what that means is I help people with the things that LinkedIn didn't. So when you join LinkedIn, and I'm assuming most people on this call are on LinkedIn, whenever it was, May the 5th, 2003, it started. Did you get a manual when you joined? Well, answer's no, you didn't, and never since. Also, it updates and changes. 175 updates last year I recorded. So that was 2023, 225 last year. But again, how often do LinkedIn actually let you know what's going on? Well, I know what's going on, and I help people get their profiles to the point where they can be found. When they're found that they're engaging, I show them the activities which also get them found by the right people in the right way, and also to actually use the database, which it is, to search as well. So that's my little tricks, and it's helping people across 16 to 86 is my age groups I work in, and I work across 4 different continents in multiple different industries.
Do you sleep?
Hey, sorry, I don't understand that question. Could you make it easier?
All right. Tony, quick question. Do you see any fundamental difference, or is it more just nuance between how Europeans use LinkedIn and how we use it here in the States?
Good question.
It's yeah, I mean there are differences. You've had it mainly longer. So the average person in America I have a one-to-one with predominantly has more connections than someone that I meet in the UK and Europe. But it kind of falls into some main categories as to why people use it. So it doesn't really change across the world. And I basically look to discover people's outcomes. Why are you on LinkedIn? What do you want to achieve? And they fall into very similar categories across the world, most definitely. But there are different nuances, but it's majorly the same sort of thing wherever you are in the world.
Awesome. Well, that's good stuff, and we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. And next, we're going to talk to our in-house expert on business brokerage, Phil Wolfstein. And then after Phil, we'll talk to Michelle. But good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Scott. Anyway, great. Just great to be here this morning. And It's kind of like I'd say I'm a certified business broker with Zoom Business Brokers, and what I do is I help business owners find qualified buyers for their business. That's the short version. What I wanted to say this morning was kind of a wake up call. Got the notice for a possible evacuation, and I didn't have a go. We didn't have go-to bags prepared, right? So realized didn't have a flashlight with batteries that were operating, in case the electricity went out, and all of the things that you have to put in to that bag to be able, your medicines or whatever, to be able to get ready and go. The takeaway from that is I wasn't prepared. You hear about it, whether it's an earthquake or fire. So it wasn't prepared. Same thing with business owners and sellers, right? Majority of people are not prepared. They haven't thought about it, don't have a strategy, don't have a plan, don't have any kind of succession plan in place to get them across the line to sell their business, transition, move into the next stage of their life. And it's the biggest asset they may have, probably one of the biggest financial decisions they'll make in their life. And emotionally, it's huge. So be prepared. Have your clients be prepared. My tagline is, if not now, when? If you're not going to look at it and deal with it today, when do you plan to do it? Why not tomorrow? Why not the next day? But be prepared. The sooner you start, the better it is. Working with a certified business broker and with professionals like we have in this group are what business owners and clients need to do in order to realize their goodwill, get the real value out of their business. That typically takes 18 to 36 months of preparation, working with guys like Russell and Scott, and on all the other professionals that are in this group. Anyway, I'm sure I'm over my 1 minute, but great to be here this morning.
It was worth it.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. It sounds like a potential for a really excellent tie-in marketing campaign to, about preparedness, where you could be providing the service of reminding people to be prepared, and then also talk about, if someone's a business owner, how that might also apply to them. But that's a great
Phil,
idea. So,
Phil, you want to tell the story of when you became a client
When I became a client,
of
um, which one
which
was
disaster, you mean?
mine? Okay.
it?
Well, 7 years ago, who's going to remember? Um, so what
I
happened with Phil is uh, he came on as a client, and we just stayed at it and stayed at it and stayed at it, sending out messages. And Phil, you want to take over from there? You
Yeah, no,
remember?
it's cumulative. I think and some of the people have heard in the group have heard this, but I mean, what we were doing was we were trying to use LinkedIn and build up my network. Get my brand or get my services out there. And so Bob came up with an idea of doing I think it was 50 I'm not sure if it was 50 a day or 50 a week, but you could send out messages to my contacts. So he's got all my LinkedIn contacts were downloaded. From my point of view, all those contacts are only good if you're using them, if you're in contact with those people. You can have 10,000 connections, but if you're not in contact and communicating, it doesn't mean anything. So Bob was like, it was had a like a paragraph or two message sending out. If you're interested in selling your business, if you'd like to know the value of the business and so forth. And on a Saturday morning, there were two partners. This is in a large precision machining shop operation in Yorba Linda. Um, they got into a fight. They were done. One of them was done. He happened to look at his LinkedIn and saw this message that Bob was sending out, saying, "Call me if you'd like to." And he actually, picked up the phone and called me and said, can you help me sell this business? I'm done. I want out, whatever. And I said, sure, I'd be happy to. When can we set an appointment? He says, right now on a Saturday morning. So I said, okay, great. Jumped in my car, went down there. That meeting and that led to a deal. It took about a year, over a year, and a lot of, nothing easy about it, but that led to a $2.5 million deal and a closing. And that led to additional referrals and other machine shops that I've listed and sold since then. So that one simple the takeaway is that just consistent, just getting out there, using your LinkedIn connections, making your presence and services known, it can pay off. You never know when and how, but I think that's the example that Bob was referring to.
Right. Stay at it,
Mhm.
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Just stay at it. Consistency is important because if when somebody finally makes a decision to do something, if they don't remember you, they're going to go to the first person they do remember. So consistency is so vitally important.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And now we're going to say first time good morning to Michelle, and then after that we'll talk to Tyler. So, hi Michelle,
Good
tell us
morning,
about what you
everyone.
do.
I'm Michelle Hammonds. I'm a certified and executive high performance coach. And I just want to say LA holds a special place in my heart. I flew to LA every month in 2023 for activities in a mastermind. And so I know the city, I know the people, and my heart goes out to everyone. I know you're going through a lot right now, and I feel it because of that connection. I work with CEOs, executives, business owners, entrepreneurs for some high flame, outcome driven coaching. I am not going to let you off the hook as your coach. And a lot of people, adults, don't even know what coaching is. And so if you haven't ever experienced that, I would say schedule a face to face. Let's workshop a problem that you're working on to give you an experience with it. I'm super grateful for the invite from Bob and Karen. I believe in these divine intersections. So thank you for having me, and I'm excited to be here with each of you.
Thank you.
That's lovely. Love it. All right. Thanks, Michelle. It's really great to have you here.
Michelle, can I ask you a question? Michelle, do you focus on business coaching, personal coaching, lifestyle coaching? What is your focus?
So it's a blend. It's a magical blend. I spent 30 years in corporate IT, so I have the tech, I have the corporate experience, I have multi entrepreneur experience, and come from 6 generations of self-employed people. So I work on all of it. It depends on the person, and you can't work on business without working on life. And so we are really rising all tides when we work together. We really don't leave any rock unturned.
Cool. Any other questions for Michelle right now? All right. And you can always, if you think of something later, you put it in the chat. You can chat with her directly, or we'll have some opportunity after we get through our group here. So good morning to Tyler Nanny. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Good to be back. My apologies for the absence the last couple weeks, but it's good to see you guys again. I'm Tyler Nanny. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm in the financial planning space with Northwestern Mutual, helping business owners to young families to people out of college get set up with risk management planning, wealth accumulation, and wealth distribution and preservation and retirement. And what that looks like is if making sure that we can have families plan for the future, whether that's if they don't come home tomorrow or God forbid they get sick or injured, that their families can still maintain the same lifestyle of their choosing. And then when it comes to the high net worth individuals for business owners, CEOs, and C-suite level employees, figuring out how they can sustain retirement and estate planning to their kids as well, especially with some of the new laws sunsetting in 2026. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. What I'm looking for right now is just getting introduced to good people, good families that value advice. Statistics show that 70% of people don't have an advisor and want to get connected to an advisor via word of mouth. So I'm looking to meet great people and hopefully make an impact and difference.
Awesome. All right.
And
Great to have you
Tyler
here.
and I had a one-on-one, and I was very, very impressed with his presentation, and hopefully Tyler will stay in touch and do some business together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that.
Tyler and I had a. So go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Stephanie.
Threshold minimum for the type of client that you're looking for?
I do not.
And Northwestern is a really amazing company. It's one of the best insurance companies in the world. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was
good,
part of the
good
reason why I
choice.
wanted to join that firm initially when I wanted to be in the wealth management space, to just have a really great insurance company in your back pocket is something to be proud of for sure.
What I also was starting to say before, I didn't mean to interrupt Stephanie, was the fact that Tyler and I met on Monday for about an hour. We're meeting again next Monday, and I can tell you that there wasn't a minute of lag time or anything that was trivial in the meetings. I'm grateful he gave me that, and look forward to the next time we meet in a few days.
I appreciate that too. I'm looking forward to Monday as well.
Thanks, Moshe. All right. So next we're going to talk to Kathy Cuevas and then Stephanie Hastings. So hi, Kathy.
Hi, good morning. I'm in California, but thankfully not near any of the fires. I'm about 45 minutes with no traffic east of LA. So that's a blessing. But I don't know anybody that's been affected, but my heart aches for that. And anyway, so hopefully prayers, everybody, stuff can be replaced. People can't. So I'm hoping there's not too many lives lost. Anyway, I'm a up and coming worldwide, nationwide, whatever, financial coach. I've actually been doing it for over 15 to 20 years, I guess it is. And I just retired 3 years ago from teaching personal finance at high school. But at a college level, I would say, and it was a year-long course, and they learned everything from A to Z. So my initial niche is baby boomer women. So if you guys know anybody needs help in budgeting, saving, not saving, well, maybe saving for retirement, because some of us are retired at my baby boomer stage, but I would really appreciate any referrals. I'm going to hopefully be doing a webinar soon. And I'm just about ready to get my website launched. So I'm out there. I'm just not fully out there, but my knowledge is all there. So anyway, I'd appreciate any referrals or help on any of my stuff. I've got anything where to advertise, make network connections, whatever. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. And I put my information in the chat. So if you guys save the chat, you'll have everybody's information on there.
Thanks, Gabby. I know there's a lot of women who never had, because of social circumstances or if they were previously married, so forth, who didn't get the attention that they deserve. So it's great that you're serving that portion of our, that demographic. And I think women are really smart. They make wise choices. They're less impulsive than men. They are more holistic in terms of the information that they seek out when they make financial decisions. So hats off. Salute to you.
Women are supposedly better traders than men because they think with whatever, they don't go with the flow or whatever, however men do it. But this age group women, my initial biggest concerns were whether their husband dies, since men typically die first, and if the men took charge of the finances, she's left hopeless, and now she's got grieving a husband and not knowing what to do, or he left for a 20-year-old model, which is rare, but it happens. So I just want them prepared before that happens so they can ease into it and only have one thing to worry about at a time. So they just, I mean, people our age, the husband did everything, but somehow, I don't know how, I've always been the financial person. And I was a business major in college, but I don't think that was why, but I don't know. So I just know there's a big, big, big need out there for it.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Kathy. Good morning, Stephanie, and then we'll talk to Patrick. So Stephanie,
hello. Good morning. So I am Stephanie Hastings of Tax Day Baby, providing you all things accounting and more, and basically taking care of your profit problems to keep you on top of your bottom line, working with your cash flow, and also helping you in conjunction with, your business assessments as well, right? So when you're looking to open your business, you really want to make sure you've got everything in alignment with your bookkeeping and where you're going to go with your tax strategy. But also when you're looking to sell your business, you're going to need to make sure your books are nice and clean and that you have great reports that you can easily sell your business and have your books be an open story about where you are. And so that's something that I help you with, as well as working with you to get grants and find other loans or lines of credit and perhaps clean up your credit so that you can get eligibility into other funding opportunities. And yeah, something that I love to do is working with you to build something special for your business. It's not cookie cutter. Nobody's tax situation really is. And so it's tax season. Are you ready? Are you ready to file your 2024? Are you behind on your taxes? I'm also the cleanup accountant. So if we need to go back and get you prepared and up to date, then we can do that as well. But that's what I'm here to do.
So Stephanie, your title is Ms. Clean?
The cleanup accountant.
No, I said Mr. Clean, Ms. Clean. Okay, never mind.
It was funny no matter what.
I got you. I hear you. That's right. Ms. Clean.
The gender thing is, the Ms., Mrs., I think Miss Clean or Mrs. Clean sounds more like Ms. Clean sounds a little.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to be correct, but
This is
No, you're good.
It's so
Thank
easy
you,
to start
Stephanie.
trouble. I mean,
I'm a
Yeah,
Mrs. I'm
Moshe's
a
good at
Mrs.
that.
Clean. That'll
well,
work.
I'm really good at starting trouble, and I happen to enjoy it.
You do good. You do good.
That's his middle name, Moshe T Math. All right. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate that. I do want to get together with you. We learn more about your process. So thank you for joining us. And then always thank you. Great to see our friend from Ireland, Patrick O'Flynn. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Kathy. I so agree with you. My mother became a widow at a very young age, and I know what I have some idea because she became an advocate for women and da da da. You're doing great work, and there should be more women in politics, Kathy. They must get into a political setting when you're finished with them. But yeah, I was looking at the television, guys. I can't believe. I thought I'm looking at a movie or something with all the images on the fires in California. Dreadful, dreadful. But anyway, about me, what I'm enjoying so much is working with a team of ethical global health entrepreneurs who are bringing to the marketplace a health technology that goes beyond nutrition. This is important now, beyond nutrition, beyond ingredients, and impacts every system, every organ and function in the body that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. I and many others have discovered that this is really the missing link for better health and vitality. Why? Because it plays all the keys on the piano as an analogy. Now, the kind of people I'm looking for are people who have a health challenge or are interested in generating an additional income stream. I'd love you to refer me to them. I won't be trying to convince them. I share information, we have a discussion, and I put them at the center of their decision and their dreams. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick. Good stuff. I just love your approach to health and healthy living in general. Is a lot of has to do with mindset as well as how you take care of your body. So
Yeah,
we
because you
appreciate you
know that
being here.
the light goes on in the car. Are you going to ignore the signal, or are you going to change the oil? You know, are you going to keep going? You know, I'll be all right. I'm on. That happened a couple of weeks ago. It's okay now. You know, and
All
but
right.
anyway.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next up will be Linda Blair and then Russell Lookadoo. So hi, Linda.
Hey, good morning. I took a couple weeks off for the holidays, and
What a
yeah,
concept.
I'm down in Orange County, and gosh, my patio is filled with soot. I'm 70 miles away from LA. My niece had to evacuate. She was in the Hollywood area, so I've got a person and her dog helping, but my heart goes out to everybody in that area. But anyway, I'm your internet marketing and business software expert with over 20 years of marketing experience. I'm also Google certified partner. I help small businesses streamline and grow their business all through my award-winning CRM AI business software technology. It's called Thrive. Half of it's an operational tool, and the other half of it organizes and helps you be more efficient doing SEO portions to your website. So imagine a digital AI assistant to help with all the things you don't want to do, and it's all in one centralized place. So we rebuild websites and update that so you get a greater user experience. It includes local SEO optimization on your Google profile, puts you out on over 60 different citation sites, increase your database. Also, social media integrates all different platforms. So DM me for a complimentary demo and also a web chat feature for you guys. So would love to set up some one-to-ones. Thanks.
Thanks, Linda. Appreciate it. Love the product. Love you. And it's great to have you here. And next, we're going to talk to our friend Russell and then Joseph Duncan. So, Russell, what's going on?
Just trying to breathe like everybody else here in LA. I've got the old mask out because the air quality here is, I think it's 125 this morning. I'm in the middle. If you look at where I live in the map, there's 5 fires around us, 3 that were closer that are out. But anyway, just trying to keep going, and appreciate all the support and thoughts. I'm the HR guy for small business. Kind of piggybacking on what Phil said is that a lot of business owners, the business is totally dependent on them. And when they grow, they are stretched and they get stressed out and they have difficulty getting to everything. So I work with the business owner to align their team with their dream. If they're in the stage of their business where they're ready to sell and move it on even to the next generation, I help do an analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of their bench and help them prepare their team to take over the business. That's just one of the things I do. I'm very involved in setting their strategic priorities as well as working on their people plan. Regulatory compliance is a given. I know there's some, I think Heidi from Paychecks HR, that stuff is good to have, and I make sure they have it in place. They have a good payroll system, but I don't do that. I'm at a more strategic level, looking at their strategy, their focus, their talent, and developing that. If I need a recruiting need, I find a recruiter. If I find a benefits need, I find a benefits broker. So I do the concierge type of function as well. But I appreciate your time, and let's keep breathing.
Thanks, Russell.
I just
Appreciate
had a quick thought. If I can, Bob, put this in after Russell's presentation there. What he just said is that I'm wondering whether or not we can't take the video of this meeting. I'd like to take that segment and take that video, if I can, Linda, I don't know if it's possible, and have that on my website for human resource. Like, say, if you're experiencing problems with your employees, or if you need help with HR, I'd like to take that video and have a link on my website.
Yep, can do that.
That people can go directly and then have that referral go to Russell. I'm just wondering whether we can't do that with the video that we're making every week. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, easily done. Not easily, but done.
Good idea. I don't know how to parse a video when you take it down, but I'm sure there are people that do.
Yeah, that's the technical side. I don't know how to do that, but I Linda, maybe if you can, we can talk about how we can actually make something like that happen.
Isn't it called Slice and Dice? Seriously.
Yep, it is. Yeah, exactly. All right, great idea. Thanks, Phil. And Russell, you got an awesome database, and you're so well connected. We appreciate your expertise. And we also appreciate Joseph Duncan, who's helping a lot of businesses out there. And after Joseph, we'll talk to Eileen Dawson. So good morning, Joseph.
Good morning. I'm Joseph Duncan. I'm the managing director at Assured Consultants. And yes, we are business coaches and advisors to primarily entrepreneurs and small businesses. We are located in Southern California. So like many here, this week has been incredibly disrupted. Had number of people, friends, colleagues who have lost homes. Fortunately, I can say to this moment, I don't know of anyone who's suffered personal injury or loss of life. So we're thankful for that. One of the things that we're talking to all of our clients, and I want to share with all of you, is to be prepared. When you think about your go bag, don't just think about, toiletries and clean underwear. Think about important documents. Think about your computer. Think about anything that you use to operate your business, because when you have to go, and many people have had to go, you may not have access to all of those things, but the business is going to need to continue in your new location, wherever that may be, an Airbnb or a hotel or with friends or family. So we're coaching people to not only, when you think about your go, think about your business. My time is up. Yield.
Great thoughts. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it. All right, next up, we'll talk to Eileen and then Ed Cicinato. So Eileen, thank you for inviting Tony. Appreciate that. And
good afternoon, Tony. So my name is Eileen Dawson, and my prayers and thoughts go out to all of everyone in the California area that's been affected by this fire. And I wanted to put a little plug with Kathy Cuevas. She is so full of information. The amount of knowledge that she's shared with me, let alone any of her clients, is unbelievable. And her experience with everything from student loans to students to just, she's so full of information. And she deals with budgets, etc. I do some budgeting. A lot of my time is spent helping people navigate credit card debt. And of course, with people's bills, they're going to start rolling in this month. There's going to be more and more, need. So that's what I do. And I also, Kathy kind of inspired me to talk to some high school classes. I did that a few weeks ago with 15 and 16-year-olds and then 18-year-olds. And I just got a card in the mail from them, and it almost made me cry because it was all these kids that had, said what it was that they were grateful for and stuff. And it was like, it just made my day. So there's lots of need out there. And, Kathy and I are tackling as much as we can to help people. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for that. I'm glad I was able to help.
We appreciate what you do, Eileen. Thank you. And next, we're going to talk to Ed and then Burke Franklin. So, Ed Cincinnati, good to see you.
Hello. It's been a hectic holiday season. I have my wife has relatives in the Huntington Beach area in California. We've been talking to them, make sure they're okay. Ed Cincinnati, I'm the franchise owner of Edward Cincinnati and Associates Dream Vacations. I want to mention a group that I've got called Shades of Ireland in late July of this year. 10 days in beautiful Ireland, visiting Dublin, Kilkenny, Waterford, where you can tour the Waterford Crystal Factory, Blarney Castle, Killarney, Ring of Kerry, Limerick, Cliffs of Moher, a sheepdog demonstration, Galway, and also there will be a castle stay at the Cabra Castle in King's Court. If you're interested, contact me. I've also got another one set up for 2026 in Thailand.
I'm going to buy you a pint of Guinness when you come to Galway, Edward. Right.
I figured you would.
That's
Best of
great.
luck. Best of luck.
I've been to most of the places you mentioned when I toured Ireland. It's just a beautiful place.
Should go again.
Boy, yeah, I know. But I've yet to go to Thailand, so maybe I should go there first. Let's see.
I put the
Thanks,
I
Ed.
put the itinerary for Thailand in the chat.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, moving on to our good friend Burke Franklin, and then we'll talk to Moshe, and then Maury, and then Heidi, and then Dennis. So take it away, Burke.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Burke Franklin, businesspowertools.com. I grew up in the Pacific Palisades and see those pictures of it just going up in smoke. It's just, that's just so weird. Why would something like place like that even catch on fire in the first place? I don't know. But anyway.
Did you go to Pali?
No, I didn't. We moved out of there before that. But,
oh, okay.
When it was built, though, that was a long time ago. That was the 60s. Anyway, Business Power Tools is an online dashboard loaded with all of these tools to do the things for your business that most people just sort of don't do, like write a business plan. What a concept. And so, especially this year with everything changed and weird, you probably want to start out where kind of maybe rethink the whole business. Like, what problem do you solve and who's got it and how many of them there are and all that. And it's especially useful if you're, of course, raising capital. But if you're bringing on new people, they want to know, how does this business work and what are we doing here? And it's a great way to onboard people, especially also along the way you're raising. Anytime you're getting money, you want an SBA loan, you need a business plan. Then they actually read them, believe it or not. And so, especially when they get to the end of this life cycle of the business, you want to sell it. And we talked to Phil about that. But most of these businesses, unfortunately, are unsellable or a train wreck behind the scenes. And you can fix that with a good plan that's a prospectus to really help the buyer understand the value and what this business does and what it's got going for it. So take a look at that. I'm happy to walk you through it. It's easy to understand. You just have to see it. It's a tough explanation like this, but businesspowertools.com, it's all kinds of tools, press releases, sample agreements, employee policies, all this kind of stuff to help you really do the stuff you got to do for the business that just keeps it going. So that's my whole thing is how to get you into business, keep your business, and make money on the way out. So businesspowertools.com.
I'm a big proponent. I've got Burke's a link to his to Business Power Tools on my website. So, I mean, I think it's a fabulous service.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, you should schedule a meeting with Bert and walk you through its amazing dashboard. You might not need every single power tool, but you probably need at least one or more. So, and he gives a great demo of the product. So we
An hour
appreciate
later,
you, Bert.
yeah, sure.
All righty, moving on to Moshe. Are you available? You got your video off. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I kept the video off to favor everybody else. But anyway, getting back to it. My name is I'm double duty here. My wife's coming up really soon, so I got the girlfriend out this morning and now I'm getting my house very presentable for her. But no, on a serious note, my name is Moshe Math. I'm a partner in a company called Neuro and Train Sciences. Our systems look similar to massage chairs at the airport, but we're offering something called a sonic massage, where we use sound, light, and vibration to take your mind and body through a voyage in relaxation through brainwave entrainment. So brainwave entrainment is when your computer freezes, and instead of throwing it against the wall in frustration, you turn it off and on again and hope it reboots and forgot I had a problem. The other thing that we talk about, my partner came up with the term, besides sonic massage, is biofeed in. In biofeedback, you change your demeanor and it shows up on the screen. With our system, you're the recipient of these modalities and you change as a result of it and it shows up on the screen. So the two terms are sonic massage for our system and biofeed in for the beneficiary of it.
Love it. Great stuff. And we appreciate your kind of quirky sensibilities, Moshe. It's unique, and you add a lot to the group. And another guy we just are very fond of. Sometimes he wants to say hello, sometimes he wants to be a fly on the wall. So hopefully we'll get to hear from our good friend Maury Zalkovich. Morning.
Well, thank you. I actually want to be a fly on the wall because I'm looking for something very specific, and I will reach out if I come across someone who is that person. But I'll take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy and healthy every day. I don't celebrate one day, I celebrate them all. So I encourage all of you to do the same. Thanks.
Well, we really appreciate that perspective. It's great to have you here. So next we're going to talk to Heidi and then Dennis. Heidi Ochoa, good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry that my video, it's not coming up for some reason, but I love that Moshe said something that was too funny to me, but it's a joke. And love that. Happy every day. Love that too. Thank you for having me today. I was invited to this group and through LinkedIn. I am from Houston and I live here in Houston as well, but I represent a company called Paychecks, and we do HR outsourcing, helping organizations from anywhere from a small 5 employees all the way up to 500 hired if need be. But I'm here because I wanted to create connections. Again, I'm from Houston, Texas, and if we do have an opportunity to connect one-on-one, I would love that. Just to give you more information. I heard something that Russell said as well about HR and things like that, but we have different layers of support from beginning of employment, from recruiting all the way down to retiring. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, Heidi. It's great to have you here. Hopefully we can get to see you next time.
Absolutely.
And,
I'll work on that. Thank you.
fantastic. Dennis Schroeder, I heard the snow in Tennessee. Is that true?
There is, yes. And in fact, people have been going crazy for this whole week with the forecast. And it is snowing right now. I'm looking out my window. I got maybe an inch on my deck out back. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm okay, and I'm sure most folks here are going to be okay unless they just freak out and do something stupid. My name is Dennis Schroeder. I am a retired Army officer. I live in Middle Tennessee, about a half hour north of Nashville, in a little town called White House. And I founded a nonprofit organization called the Price of Freedom Foundation, which is dedicated to telling the complete life stories of those who died while in military service to our nation. And what we've published our first book. We are working on 6 others. I posted my contact information in the chat earlier. And basically, what I'm hoping to do this year, my goal is to double the number of volunteers that I have, double the number of stories that we're working on, complete at least 2 of the 6 that we're currently working on, and make some connections to philanthropists so that this can be empowered to go further, because money does limit what we can do.
Well, that's a great thing you're doing, Dennis. We appreciate it. And it's always great to have you here. I'll bet in Nashville with the country music community, that might be like a
It
kind of a
would be
niche opportunity for
wonderful. It would be wonderful if we could ever get past gatekeepers to talk with some of the celebrities. But I think it's a great cause. I think connections to people who have an audience would be a great thing. But
All right,
gatekeepers
best of luck
are
with
pretty effective at keeping things away.
Yeah. Well, there's a way, and sometimes it's just like running to the right person.
Yep.
I had a weird dream just before waking that I was having dinner sitting next to Michael McDonald. It's like I have no idea why, but maybe he's the guy to talk to. He lives part-time in Tennessee, so
Well,
you
Scott,
never know.
what a fool believes, right?
Hey, Scott, you need to talk to Jim. He'll sort you out. You have issues. You need to talk to Jim. Macy.
You look like his twin brother.
I know, isn't that weird? Yeah, well, by the time I'm done, I will look like Keith Richards. So, anyway, thank you, everybody. Real quick, I'm Scott Harrell. My business is called Lifetree Prosperity, and I specialize in help. I'm a service provider. I help people. I help individuals, and I help business owners. My target market, especially people with employees, 5 or more. But there's a real sweet spot of 10 or more people. There are government entitlement programs I have access to. In fact, all of you, if you filed 1099s, I can help you from the tax year 2021. I also give access to health insurance for individuals, small groups, and large groups. And I deal with all ages, including Medicare, and life insurance for families, especially entrepreneurial business owners is a great tool with life insurance. And I'm just delighted to talk to all kinds of people, whether they're in business or not, or they are retired. It's a great group of folks here, and I appreciate all of you. And we got, maybe a minute left. Does anybody have anything
Scott,
they
just
want
like
to
you
add?
mentioned, make sure that a video of this is going to be circulated to all the participants so that gets out. Bob, can we make sure that happens?
Yes, we'll make sure it happens.
Great.
Bob,
And
Bob,
hopefully
I'm not getting the emails that I used to get with people's information on it. I used to get every week.
I guess there's a block crossing the pond.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we don't like Irish communists. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Patrick,
Maybe,
sure
can you put your email in the chat again, Patrick?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
All right, great.
And by the way, to Heidi and the others, I've said this before, and I've been married 17 months, but even when I was engaged, I love my wife dearly, but in terms of having other women, one headache is enough. So, not really.
Tonight, huh?
I was on a lineable on Monday. God's honest truth, it was between 5 and 6. And my wife called a few minutes before I was about to finish. I was in a breakout session. I said to the person I was with, give me a moment. I just want to tell my wife I'll be back. And so I'm on the phone with her literally for 35 seconds. I say to my wife, I said, I'm in a meeting right now with a beautiful woman. I'll call you back in 15 minutes. She goes, okay. The woman I was meeting with at the time just started to blush and blush.
Oh, you're a nasty boy. But we got a great group. Tony, it's really great to have somebody from the UK here. We get a few of you guys. You're all awesome people. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we love Ireland. Everybody loves Ireland, right, Patrick?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And God, we love California. I'm in Long Beach. But I used to live in Altadena, which has been hit especially hard. It's just horrendous, including a lot of the businesses on the main thoroughfare is Lake Avenue, which starts in Pasadena, goes up to Altadena. It's just been really, really awful. But we carry on, we persevere. We'll be here next week. I look forward to having meetings with each of you, if just to get caught up, or as a first time. Stephanie, I'm talking to you.
By the
And
way,
again, thank you all.
one of the fires was arson. They've already arrested a couple of people for arson. So I don't know how many of them are responsible, but definitely arson. At least one. I think they believe it's possibly two of the three fires.
Yeah, they got a guy up in West Hills. They was a citizen's arrest. They found this guy had like flamethrower equipment. They grabbed him. They got the police, which is like, I don't know what kind of mindset will do. That's starting Friday. They also arrested looters that were going back to these areas. It's like, you are a low human being if that's what you do. But
They arrested.
What's it
like in Huntington Beach?
I heard that they and someone
Huntington
in
Beach
here
is
was
okay.
speaking to the insurance part of it, but I heard that there was a water issue with the water because they had already exhausted their water resources, and then this fire came along and there's really no water. They've had to get outside sources for water.
Yeah, it's been tough.
Well, around
There's two issues.
we're not even near the fires. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say there's two issues regarding the water. First of all, there's been a lot of the fire hydrants which were broken because people were stealing them to use for metal, to scrap for metal. So you had a lot of damages where they couldn't use fire hydrants in some areas. Second of all, the other part, from what I read, is the fact that some of the money that was supposed to go to the fire department went for trans causes.
That's untrue, Milshi. That's
Okay, good. Thank you for enlightening me. I said I just read something about that, so I'm glad that you're.
Yeah. By the way, both of those things are untrue. The fire hydrants. There may be a couple of random fire hydrants that were stolen for parts, but that's just not true.
Okay, good. Thanks for enlightening me.
17 million that was cut from the fire budget was for in training and admin positions, not operations.
Okay, good.
So let's not.
I'm not directly in the fire area, but I've been emailed by the Edison company at least 2 days this week about possible shutting down the power.
Yeah.
Probably because of stemming from the lawsuits from years ago when their lines went down and caused some of these big fires. But thankfully, I have not been out of power, but the neighborhood next to me has been. So I'm just thankful for what I've gotten, hoping, I don't know how it works, but we have a solar panel. I'm hoping if we were shut off that would work, but
I hope
that's the worst I have. That's the worst I'm good.
I hope your shut off switch works so someone can shut it off so that it doesn't worsen the situation when you're solar.
Edison is now being proactive because of the lawsuits of all the loss from, I don't know if it's last year's fires that they were blamed for the down lines because of the wind.
Yeah,
that now they send us notices that they are shutting it down if there's any wires near that stuff. So at least they're being proactive. I'd rather be without power than have no house.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
And I also heard that one of the big jets that drops water was hit by a drone and they had to ground it. It's like,
right.
Come on, people.
That is true. I saw that on the news this morning.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how? Is it anywhere near Huntington Beach?
No, it's
no.
Well, north.
Oh,
No.
Everything's up further north, up in the foothill areas of LA.
Okay.
But we've had really bad Santa Ana winds. That's the whole thing. The high winds, some of them 100 miles an hour, I heard. You know,
we had 60 to 80 gusts over that first night on Tuesday, but right now it's very calm. It's probably about 9 miles, so I'm very grateful for it being done. So are my allergies.
Yeah. We're hoping they'll get some containment today because the winds are supposed to pick up again.
Great for rain.
A lot has been made in media about the $17 million that was supposedly cut from the fire department budget. It's important to recognize that their budget is nearly $1 billion. $17 million is insignificant, and as he said, it has nothing to do with operations. But there are a lot of people spreading misinformation, trying to score political points, which I think is, frankly, it's as bad as the people that are looting. You're taking this time to try to score political points. and I'm there. I could mention a name, but I won't. There are actually two.
No, thank you for letting me.
That's horrific.
I haven't spoken about it at all. That's why I knew the people here from California and hope would straighten me out on it. So seriously, I haven't
Yeah.
mentioned anybody. Won't and wouldn't have done it if known that that was misinformation.
Wait till people
It
have.
also didn't run out of water because of any political decision. It ran out of water because this is a once in a lifetime series of fires that they're fighting, and fire hydrants and infrastructure aren't built for this type of event.
Well, especially when there's
Yeah.
when arson's involved with at least one of them and possibly two.
And the
Yeah,
water
but when
shortage,
you're fighting multiple fires across this geography, you can have all the water you want. Trying to get it delivered to where you need it is impossible.
The winds were so bad they couldn't even use the tankers to even drop. So the first couple of days it was just free range. And
Yeah.
like Linda said, pray for rain. We've been down. We're only like at a quarter of an inch or 4.4, and we're supposed to be 4 inches above that right now. But the problem, like somebody mentioned at the very beginning of this day to day, is in California, when you get these fires, the ground has nothing to absorb it. So when the rain comes, then you got the mudslide. So if somebody lost their house once or got lucky they didn't lose it, then they'll lose it with the mud coming down in their yard and wiping the house out. So we just can't win. But in my eyes, it's still better than a tornado or a hurricane or anything else like that back east.
Wait till people have to stand in line with FEMA. That was crazy. When we lost our house in the earthquake, first thing they did is we stood in line. First thing they did is they lose our paperwork. Then when we finally got money from FEMA, it was $500. When other people got $30,000.
That was
What do you
31 years
expect?
ago,
It's a government.
right?
It's a government organ. It's a government. It's a government department. They can't get out of their own way.
More effective
I
today.
think I've got. I'm sorry, because of the insurance costs, I've either got a $5,000 or a $10,000 deductible, so that $500 wouldn't even go far.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah. Didn't a couple of insurance companies just stop writing fire insurance? I know State Farm. State Farm was one of them. I can't remember.
California.
I think Allstate did, but what's going to happen is I know from New Jersey because we had a problem years ago. They'll then start using Lloyd's of London and other things, and they already talked about today using more reinsurers as part of the
Well, doesn't California have a not a fund, but an insurance, state insurance?
They do, but it's very expensive with high deductibles, and it doesn't cover anything like a normal policy. So it's the worst of the evils,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
People need to talk
auto
to Joshua
insurance and
Berman.
auto and home has left the state. There's very few companies left. I bought a new condo last year and I had difficulty trying to get insurance for it. So it wasn't easy and it wasn't cheap when I did find a company that would insure it. Because the company I have with another condo in the same
want
complex.
to insure you, they don't want to pay out. So they run from any situation that looks like
they've
might
had
have
so many years
it's the
of
same
profits.
thing. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing here in Florida with flood insurance.
Oh, definitely.
Sure.
I mean, there's no such thing as hurricane insurance.
Well, the big
There's
problem
flood
with insurance companies here is they've been legally limited to how much they can raise the rates. So it's a losing proposition for them because of all the claims. And with these fires, who knows what's going to happen. It's probably going to require some government intervention. But
there already is now. The president came out and said that for the next 6 months, they'll take care of all the expenses people have to endure. That just came out today, number one.
Well, that just comes out from all our hides.
No. Number two, what I don't understand, and I mean this sincerely, is why aren't these insurance companies, in essence, hedging? So they themselves are offering insurance, let's say to Kathy. Why aren't they buying insurance? So if they have an unusual claim or amount of claim, two different ways, they would then be covered by the umbrella that they have themselves.
Yep. They are. That's why they don't actually end up losing money. That's some more misinformation that gets spread. Anyway, they reinsure all of their high risk policies. They're
right. In fact, I don't think that there are any insurance companies out there on the market who don't buy reinsurance, which is a marketplace in and of itself. The one difference that recently happened, which is just going into effect ironically next week, is that the California premium policy costs are allowed to now include reinsurance costs, which they weren't for many years. So when they wanted to raise the rates because their own costs had gone up, they weren't allowed to. So that's one of the reasons that insurance companies were exiting the state.
Right.
Tough situation.
Somebody's got to make money.
And by the way, let me give you the byproduct of it is the fact that's going to be, besides the additional cost, going to cost more. You're going to have to earn more to qualify for homes as a result of it as well for the additional expense as part of the ratios that are used for mortgages.
I mean, I do think that
LA
after when at the end of all this, when an analysis is done, there's going to be some government people that are going to lose their jobs, or I mean, somebody's going to be blamed for it.